Welcome back to another edition of the Unknown Sports Podcast. My name is AJ Musser. Joined with me, as usual, is Hunter Harris and Austin Fyffe. Hey, dude, we freed OBJ.
Thank God.
Free OBJ. And as we're recording, he still hasn't signed. So, quick start to the show. Where do you guys think he's going to go off the top of your heads? And where would you like him to go?
I mean, I know where I want him to go. I want him to go to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Will he, though? I don't know.
I kind of do,
Packers
too.
game?
What?
You want him to go there?
I kind of do.
Why? Why would you want that?
Well, one, I think he's totally dysfunctional, and I think he would ruin that team from the inside. And two, if he isn't literally a top 5 receiver with Aaron Rodgers, everyone can shut up about the fact that Odell Beckham is such a great receiver.
A top 5 receiver? I don't think I'm even saying that.
Yeah, that's the excuse, right? Is that he hasn't had quarterback play? If you have a top 5 quarterback, top 2 quarterback, this year, borderline top 1 quarterback, why can he not be a top 5 receiver?
Well, the only reason would be is because Devontae Adams is also there. But he would be still really, really good, I think. Like, who's to say not top 15, top 10? But anyways, you didn't even throw it to me for the news first, AJ. What's up with that?
Oh, are you upset that we didn't throw you the news?
What is this? It's
That's me opening the can. Can you introduce the cloud storage?
Yeah. What brewing company is this? Walnut River? Out of El Dorado, Kansas? Not Missouri, Kansas?
Well, it's a bit confusing because it says, and it's probably El Dorado, but it says Central. It says Central Standard Brewing on one side, Austin, and then the rainbow connects the two. As you twist the can, you see the Walnut River Brewing. So,
and then merged breweries?
They at least have a relationship. That's my guess. I don't know a whole lot about them, but from what I can tell by looking at their can from a distance, they're in a relationship.
This is an IPA, by the way.
You said it's Walnut Brewing Company?
Walnut River Brewing Company.
Whatever. I'm drinking out of Cheers tonight because, I mean, I don't know where the glasses keep going. Carly cleans them and then they disappear. So I haven't drank out of the podcast mug in like a month, and then the McDoodles glass just disappeared. So
she wants to be on the show so bad she just keeps drinking out of our mugs.
Where everybody knows our name, I guess, here on the podcast. Hunter, can you give us some news?
So Odell is now free.
We already talked about that. That's not news anymore.
That's what I had lined up. Oh. I mean, what else is there really by way of news? Not a whole lot, right?
All right, then let's move on. Well done with your segment. Impressive. We're all impressed. Let's get going. Thursday Night Football, Week 10. We've got the Baltimore Ravens at the Miami Dolphins. Baltimore is a 7.5-point favorite on the road. Austin, tell me your feelings.
I feel like Baltimore should kill them. But I feel like Baltimore should kill a lot of the teams that they play, and they don't.
Is that because they're Baltimore?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the MO. Lamar's been very solid this year. I think Lamar's kind of squashed the they can't come from behind narrative this season. Mm-hmm. He's done it many times this year already. I think this past weekend against Minnesota, I think was the 3rd time already this season he's overcome a multi-touchdown deficit. So good for him for squashing that. But I don't get why they just can't build the lead early. Like I shouldn't say I don't know why. They give up a ton of really big plays. Like the defense as a whole is not a bad defense. They've given up 18 plays this season of more than 30 yards. No other team in the NFL has given up more than 5.
That's pretty wild.
Like they give up so many huge plays, and then the defense is still solid. So they hold teams to field goals or, get the ball back quicker because after the big plays are done, the drive's kind of over. But, man, they really have to figure out something on the back end there.
I think that's a good point. I wish that this line was at 6.5 instead of 7.5. But I mean, it's not going to change my mind on this. I don't know why anybody would pick the Dolphins at all at this point in the season. So I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, Austin, after your little talk there about big plays, it's nice that Miami doesn't really have any big playmakers. So it kind of makes me think that this is going to be a walk in the park for the Ravens. But after my picks last week, I don't know. But I'm going Ravens as well.
Last week was just that week from hell, wasn't it? As far as picks go.
Yeah, I had a week last year. It might have been around this time when I went 4-10 in my picks, and this week wasn't much better at 5-9. But let's move on. Sunday's action. Let's talk about the noon slate: 1 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Mountain, 10 o'clock West Coast, 8 a.m. Hawaii time.
It's good content.
6 p.m. Great Britain time. Anyway, Browns Patriots. New England is favorites at home by 1.5 points. Austin, you mentioned before the show that you were a bit surprised by New England being favorites in this one.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. I sometimes I feel like there's still like this. And I'm not saying that he's a bad coach, but this Belichick is just like this overwhelming like creature that nobody can solve.
Did you see his outfit he wore on Sunday? He is an overwhelming creature that no one can solve.
I didn't see this outfit. What was he wearing?
Sweatpants with one of the leg pants up to his knee with leg showing. The other one to his calf with sock showing.
Yeah.
And then it was either a crop top, like hoodie, I don't know, 2 different colored hoodie cut horizontally from belly down, so it looked like he had a gray crop top on with the blue shirt under. It was, oh man, he was hot.
Yeah, it was a fashion statement. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't get it. Like the Browns coming off a big game. Maybe they're anticipating kind of a letdown game here. But it is what it is. The team's just apparently they're closer than I think. But I think Cleveland's going to win this one pretty handily.
This is a really, really, really big playoff picture type of game for them.
Yep.
They have to win this game. Cleveland's going to win this game for sure, I think. I'm not locking them up, but I will be betting on this game. Cleveland's hands down the better football team. I don't care if Chubb and the rest of, I don't know, if every running back on the roster was out, I wouldn't care.
Yeah. There's a little bit of news you forgot, Hunter.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb tested positive for COVID today.
I feel like they're going to be back, though, right? Unless they actually have it.
No, Nick Chubb has it, but he is vaccinated, so it's a minimum 5-day situation. So technically, that 5th day would be Sunday, so he could technically come back right away. Would have to assume he'd be in a more limited role, but
maybe not. Not if it's a false positive, right? Or is it confirmed? Like he?
No, he is. Yeah, he's confirmed positive.
Okay.
If he gets 2 negative tests, I believe it's 48 hours apart. Is the technical rule with him being vaccinated. So it's a minimum of 5 days and then 2 negative tests 48 hours apart.
I saw a tweet that
nice, dude.
It was teams from the AFC with winning records and that there's 11 of them.
Yep.
And it's the entire AFC North, the entire AFC West, and then the Patriots and the Bills from the AFC East, and then just the Titans from the AFC South.
Yep.
Pretty much every game for Cleveland going forward is a big game because, like I just said, there's 11 teams in the playoff picture and there's only 7 that make it. It's not like someone's going to try to squeak in and put a season together at the end of the year. Like, there's teams putting in their bids right now. So, like, the playoff race really is starting right now in week 10. And the Browns need to get these dubs. Regardless of health, it doesn't matter at this point. Health can't be an excuse for anybody at this point in the season. You're either in or you're not. I don't really have much to say about the Browns because I had my rant last week. They looked kind of nice on Sunday. They looked a bit more free. It
Weird.
it blew my mind a little bit that they then were actually drawing up deep balls to people, and I was like, why the fuck weren't you doing that for OBJ? Like, like I don't get it. Like, you're just calling a play, calling a deep route. It's just that you're throwing it to Donovan Peoples-Jones instead of OBJ. Like,
as the video that was released showed, they were drawing them up. They just weren't happening.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I think here this is
a
situation. I'll make it quick because, like you said, we had a huge rant last week, but I think sometimes we forget that these are still humans playing the sport, and when there is emotional connections with things, it affects your play on the field. So if Baker feels this, whether it's conscious or subconscious, need to try to feed Odell the ball, or always is conscious of where he's at because of what he is in that locker room, just simply not having him there can unlock a lot of different things. And it's not just that situation. I think it happens a lot of places. But I think too many times we get caught up in, this guy runs a good deep ball, therefore that's what he should do, and that's kind of it. There's a lot more to it mentally that I think goes into it, and why certain guys, it is really important when certain guys are kind of locker room cancer guys to get them out of there.
But it doesn't matter to me. That shouldn't be the argument. I think you should make it work no matter, because when Odell goes to a competitor here, I believe it should be sometimes. Like, I mean, there's some teams like I'm trying to even think of one off the top of my head. Teams that have won championships where players didn't like each other, Okay,
not liking each other and destroying a locker room are two different things. You can not like each other and...
Is he destroying a locker room? Because a lot of teammates are coming out and defending him right now outside of Baker.
Okay, saying he helped them in the pretty much only the wide receiver room, and him not being a distraction for literally everybody in that locker room, and the team going from struggling on offense to just erupting the first weekend after, I think the on-field product is a lot more testament than what someone put out in a tweet.
I think it's ridiculous. I think everybody's way too hard on Odell for any of this stuff. I think it's absurd. And when he goes out and he destroys here with whatever team picks him up, it's going to be kind of the end of that conversation.
I didn't really chime in my pick on where I wanted him to go because I don't have anything against him. I mean, I think I made that pretty clear last week that I think it was pretty mutual of whose fault it was between OBJ, Baker, and Stefanski in the play calling drawing up for him. I think all sides are to blame. But I hate that the Raiders signed Deshaun Jackson. You missed that in the news too, Hunter. Because I think OBJ would have been awesome there. I think he's better than Ruggs. And if you just put him in that Ruggs role of, hey, dude, you're going deep. Because we're not talking about the Raiders yet. But if you watch that Raiders game, like they had to nickel and dime everything because they no longer have a deep threat. And if you just put OBJ in that offense, they're right back to where they were.
Austin,
but anyway.
Austin, if you think Odell Beckham's a locker room cancer, then what is Aaron Rodgers?
He's my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
I don't think he's a locker room cancer.
Because what he just did was a lot more of a distraction than anything Odell's done in his entire time at Cleveland. They literally lost a game last week because of what Rodgers did.
Okay.
What? Hang on. Let's save that for when we go to Packers. Hang on. Let's move on, and we'll catch up on that conversation when we go to the Packers. Because when we go to the Packers, we can just talk to Rodgers and stuff. And they do have a game this week. So let's move on. Who did you guys pick for the Browns-Patriots? I took the Browns.
Browns as well.
Okay, Browns across the board. Moving on, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is a 9-point favorite at home. I'm going Cowboys because this is literally, I'm only taking the Cowboys because anytime I ever take the Falcons, they don't cover or win. So I'm taking the Cowboys, but they're probably going to cover or even win the game. I don't know. And Dallas looked really bad.
But then in a week like last week, they'll come out and they'll win when you don't pick them.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm taking Cowboys too.
I'm taking Cowboys.
I think the reason that it's 9, everybody's just trying to get them off the Cowboys, and I don't really care. It was just a weird week last week. They're going to rebound from that.
Yep, I agree. The offense will be back to normal. Dak had to work out some kinks after missing a week. He'll be in a better groove this week.
Better groove. Moving down to Music City, we've got the Tennessee Titans hosting the New Orleans Saints. Tennessee's a 3-point favorite at home. I don't know what to make of the Saints team. Are they? We thought at the beginning of the season. I thought at the beginning of the season this was going to be a really bad team. Then they show up and they're pretty decent to above average, and now they lose their starting quarterback, and now it's like, okay, we're here again. Are they average at best, or are they bad now? I don't know what to make of the Saints. I'm going Titans, but I could definitely see the Titans falling flat on their face after a couple of big wins.
I think that they're exactly who I thought they were going to be.
They are who we thought they were.
They are who they thought they were. Who I thought they were. Shouldn't say we.
Just licked his camera.
To me, last week was just kind of an example of just. I feel like everything on the Saints is at least solid at every position, except for the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do. I mean, this team is kind of to Hunter's point. I think we were kind of similar in our preseason beliefs, and this team was borderline playoff, but definitely not a lock for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I mean, this again, and I feel like I do this once a week. This line doesn't make any sense to me. New Orleans this line has no business being Tennessee -3 at home, which basically saying these teams are a pick 'em.
Yeah, especially when they said, like, when we all thought that they were going to be lesser without Derrick Henry, and then they go out and show out against the Rams, who you guys have as your Super Bowl team, and who I think very highly of as well. Like,
yeah.
I just don't get it. That defense is playing really well, and nobody expected the defense to be a strength. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the defense has been very good. Jeffrey Simmons was a monster. In prime time,
Autry's playing well too.
Yep. Yeah, that defense is much better than I think people were going to give him credit for. So
I still think they're better than people are giving them credit for, because I don't hear a lot of people chirping up that defense at all.
No.
Like, you hear a little bit about their defense playing well, but nobody's focusing on the Titans' defense is a really good defense.
Yeah, and I think that the Titans, I think, are like the best of the okay teams. I don't know how to exactly like. I think they're just below that echelon of Super Bowl contenders.
I hear you.
None of those Super Bowl contenders want to play the Titans.
Yeah,
like they're just how they're coached with Vrabel, how the team plays. If they get Henry back, then definitely not. It's just like they're a really, really tough out. They're just in a spot where they're always going to play you super tough, and if you're not ready to play, they will beat you.
Just a really, really well-coached football team.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I really like Vrabel.
Yeah. AJ, are you taking Tennessee?
I am, sir.
I'm going to take the Saints just because I don't get it. That's all.
Tennessee, too, because I don't get
it.
Moving on to the next one, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are 10.5-point favorite at home in this one. Big spread. Jaguars coming off a dub that they didn't even score a touchdown in. And Trevor Lawrence got a little banged up. And, yeah, and the Colts put up, 45 points.
I mean, this is why you bring a guy like Trevor Lawrence in. Win games like that.
Yep. It's important. So, hang on. Do you guys remember last week when I said that there was like this curse thing that was going around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
have to
were
have this
right.
conversation.
Where AJ and
Huh.
Hunter were wrong was Austin correct on the Manning cast curse. So
Was it actual
Kudos to you.
football knowledge? Absolutely not. But if you want to bring in like voodoo, weird curse stuff, I got you guys.
yep. I'm going Colts. I don't really have anything to add. That's a fluke win.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
The Jags are so bad, and the Colts are so middle of the road that they will win this game easy. Sorry, Jonathan Taylor played pretty good.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's awesome. Buffalo was missing 2 starting linemen. That's the one moderately. I guess you can kind of call it a strength of that Jacksonville team. It's not good, but it's
Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen, dude. Andy picked Josh Allen off.
Andy
Josh Allen
recovered a
did that
fumble.
is.
Yeah,
And Josh Allen recovered a fumble from Josh Allen.
we
That's
do
crazy.
need to. We should talk about whether or not Josh Allen is better than Josh Allen.
Honestly, I
side
don't
with
know how
Josh
much
Allen
you
on
guys
this
pay
one.
attention. I don't know how much
See,
you
I
guys pay
disagree,
attention
Hunter.
to
I
these
think it's Josh Allen.
scoregamis. But that's a scoregami.
What happened last week? Why'd that happen legitimately though?
There was a full moon. Had to have been.
Kind of a mix of a lot of things. Like I said, the 2 offensive linemen being out. Allen, when you play that style of offense, we saw it with, and by no means am I comparing Jacksonville to Tampa here at all, but Buffalo and Kansas City play a similar style offense where it's massively pass heavy. When you lose
Too deep.
a chunk of your offensive line, that totally derails a team built like that. So when you have one very good pass rusher on the other side, like Jacksonville did, with Josh Allen, they kind of wreck the game plan. It's not an excuse. They still have to win that game. If you're a Super Bowl contender, you have to win that game. But it mucks everything up when something that such a big part of your team goes down at once.
I just think the AFC in general is just such a cluster right now. I mean, right now, if the playoffs were to start today, the Browns are on the outside looking in, and the Titans are the 1 seed.
Yep.
It's mind blowing, and the Chiefs are on the outside looking in as well.
The last like 3 weeks of the regular season and the playoffs in the AFC are going to be so much fun.
No, yeah, yes,
because the race down to the end, and then I don't know that you, barring Kansas City just flipping the switch, which I don't think they're anywhere close to doing. There's like 6 teams in the AFC where I could be like, I'm not surprised that they made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I agree with you completely. This is the year for everyone that isn't Kansas City. This is your chance to get to the Super Bowl, because they're going to have an entire offseason. They're going to figure out what their issue is, and they'll be Kansas City again next year. Maybe not the Kansas City of old, but they'll be better than they were this year.
Right.
So everyone else, this is your one chance. It's like when Jordan was out. It's like when Jordan retired.
Yep.
You know, those Bulls teams that moved to
94, 95.
Yep. It allowed the Rockets to win.
Yep.
And other teams to go to the finals. So there you go. Moving on to the next one, we've got the speaking of the Buffalo Bills, we've got the Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Let's not spend too much time overthinking this one. Buffalo's a 13-point favorite coming off a devastating loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are just such a good team. I'm taking Buffalo. Yeah. That's it. I'm taking Buffalo.
Bounce back game, Buffalo big.
Same. Lock it in.
Unless
for me.
what's that one quarterback's name? What's his name? Dan White?
Mike White.
Mike White. If he's playing, could be a
Suspected
dub
to
for
play.
the Jets.
If
He
this
is
was
expected to
14,
play.
I would not be locking this in. There's a couple games that I looked at this and thought maybe I'll lock them in, but I decided to go with this one. I hate eating 13 points, but it just makes sense.
Yeah, you got to use a pretty big spoon for 13 points. Moving on to the next one, we've got the Detroit Lions at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh's a 9-point favorite at home, coming off a win last night against the Bears.
Bears.
Did you see that the Steelers played the whole game with like 15 people on the field?
Yeah, dude. They had
some of them had black and white stripes on them.
And some of them were just black and yellow. But it was a good little mix-up of what went on in that game.
I just wanted to set him up on her.
I was so confused for a couple seconds there.
So, Austin, the Bears aren't playing this week, so I'm going to let you have your Bears right here until we have to reset the Zoom.
God.
So go ahead and talk about the game last night. No, just talk about the game last night.
No, there's not too much of a rant. I think everyone with a pair of eyes has seen what happened in that game. There was many just brutal calls that went against the Bears in that game.
Even Cowherd tweeted out how bad it was.
It was
pretty bad.
I know that you don't like it.
Oh, I know.
Cowherd, Cowherd doesn't ever talk about the refs, but he even mentioned, I saw on Twitter today, how bad some of the calls were.
And it just, to me, it's just like, once it gets to this level, you're just like, all right, everybody saw what we saw. It's not like you can go back. It is what it is. This team's not going to the playoffs anyway. The loss really isn't the end of the world.
No, but it was big for the Browns, and that's why I wanted the Bears to win so bad.
But I got myself a quarterback, boys.
That you do. Justin Fields looks pretty good. And from what I saw on Sunday, Jordan Love looks like a heaping pile of steaming dog shit. But yeah, no, Justin
it looked
Fields
about like
good.
Justin Fields did for the first however many weeks of the season there.
Yeah, if only Justin Fields had 2.5 years to figure it out.
I know, right? I'm so. So the Buccaneers game.
They So yeah, I had a pretty darn good weekend. This was the best NFL weekend I could possibly had without a Bears win. Fields was awesome. He looks the part. He's growing. That's a good defense on the road in prime time. And he had his best game of the season. Not a big PFF guy, but they had him as the #1 quarterback this week.
I love how whenever we list any PFF stats, we have to say, not the biggest PFF guy, or I hate their company, but...
Yeah. Hey,
for those of you listening, Hunter and I did a bit of a quote-unquote internship for them, where I pretty much
I did 2 trials with them.
Yeah, we got like homework assignments, and I just cheated off of Hunter for all of them, and then eventually said, "Screw this! I'm not doing this anymore."
I put a lot of time into that. a
lot of time into it to get nothing.
Until I started doing more research, and oh wait, this is a minimum wage paying job. Oh yeah, I'm good here. I'm not doing this.
Yeah. So yeah, I won't do this. Won't do too much of a rant. But yeah, Fields is awesome. Jordan Love looked putrid. And for like, even though I know it's temporary, like I just got a little glimpse of what my future might hold, and I was happy watching football for a little while, and there's been a very long void in my life of actually having that feeling. So it was pretty great.
You're so troubled. I'm taking the Lions to cover in this game, and I considered locking this in actually.
I did as well.
I'm taking the Steelers.
I'm taking the Lions as well to cover the 9. It's too many points for that team.
Way too many.
I'm taking the Lions. I'm not going to lock it in, but it was one of the ones that I definitely thought of.
Hunter, what do you think of the beer so far?
I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, same. It's pretty good.
Whoa, we agree on a beer.
Yeah, we do. Well done, Central Standard Brewing and or Walnut River or whatever your offspring of cloud storage is. It's good offspring. Moving on to the next one, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Washington football team. The Tampa Bay Bucks are a 9.5-point favorite on the road because Washington has been abysmal this season. They're coming off a bye, right? I didn't have to put up with watching them this week.
Yeah. Austin, you're locking this in, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks. Not to lock, but I'm taking the Bucks here.
Yep, this is my lock here. Without a doubt. Ron Rivera is putrid off a bye against the spread 3-9 in his career. Tampa Bay is just going to absolutely throttle this team. This team is not any good. Brady knows how to take care of business in these games. They're going to get up big. They'll be up big early. And for a team that Brady kind of gets a little revenge on. I know they didn't lose to him in the playoffs last year, but they struggled with him, and people like kind of questioned him. He takes weird like offense to those type of things, and I think
you made me try. Hunter, what do you got on this game?
Bucks as well. Same reasoning. I just wasn't locking it in because there's just, Taylor. You can't bet against Taylor. Come on now.
All right. Next up, we travel west to Arizona, out in the desert. We've got the Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona's a 10-point favorite, coming off a pretty sizable win without Kyler Murray and Nuke Hopkins.
Yep.
This is a teaser if I've ever seen one, right, Austin?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like, we're hammering Cardinals here, right? It's not even close. Sam Darnold's garbage. And
he may not even play.
Is pretty good.
They may play Barkley. Walker. No, they may bring in Barkley. Did you see that?
PJ Walker will start.
Yeah, I think they'll go PJ Walker.
But
yeah, they definitely worked him out today.
Yeah,
PJ Walker, I mean, he's better than Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, I heard this on a podcast today, and I agreed with it completely. I think the next time Sam Darnold gets benched, it's the last time he gets benched. Like, he won't be, when he's done with this job in Carolina, he will never start unless it's like him as a backup coming in for a hurt quarterback. He'll never be a starter for an NFL team again.
Matt Rule didn't even commit to him. They asked him if he's a starting quarterback going forward, and his excuse the last few weeks is, well, we had to figure out when he's healthy, he's our guy. He's been banged up the last couple of weeks. He wouldn't even say that this week.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm trying to find what's banged up with him.
Hamstring, I think, was an issue. I don't remember what it was.
10 is a lot.
I'm not buying
taking the Cardinals here for sure.
Yeah. Did you guys see the interception he threw when he was rolling to his left in the end zone?
Yeah. The one that the second one JC Jackson picked off?
What in the world was that?
I was sitting in Arrowhead watching that, and I feel like the entire crowd groaned. And they don't even know what football is.
They don't. And half of them were Packers fans.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was surprised. When I first came into the stadium, it was all Packers fans. Everybody there that was early was Packers fans.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to tailgate in the away team's parking lot.
Yeah, true. I mean, most Packers fans got to get their bratwursts in, regardless. But it actually filled up and was probably, I'd say, 85% Chiefs fans. I was surprised with a season like this. So, I don't know.
Well, did you just give credit to Chiefs fans, you little Chiefs fan?
I know.
All right, moving on to the next one. We've got the Minnesota Vikings at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are a 2.5-point favorite at home. I think this one could be a sneaky, entertaining game. If Minnesota figures out their offense, which has been struggling lately, this will be a very fun game to watch. If they don't, then I think it's going to be the battle of two teams that are struggling to find their offense, because the Chargers have been on a little bit of a downslope too. So I think these are both teams trying to find their offense in this game. But I'm going Chargers because I'm not going against Justin Herbert because I love him. What do you got, Hunter?
Chargers as well. I agree, though. It could be sneaky entertaining. A lot of points could be scored.
Could be, yes.
Ooh, we got news.
Okay.
Sam Darnold fractured scapula. PJ Walker is going to start.
Ow.
There we go.
That sucks. That's got to be painful.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like that would feel good.
Nope.
Yes. Think about sleeping with that. How do you sleep? Do you sleep face down? You don't sleep on your back. You can't sleep on your side. Do you sleep in a chair?
I don't know.
Fractured
Glad I don't
spatula.
have to figure that out.
He's got to get a pull-up bar and just sleep like a bat.
Like in What We Do in the Shadows.
I'm gonna take the Chargers here. This feels like a game the Chargers kind of have to win. Minnesota's not a very good team. The offense hasn't been as bad as you say, AJ. They're averaging almost 30 points a game over their last 3 games. But they're I think the Chargers have to win this game. If they've got aspirations to stay ahead of the Chiefs, have a real shot at winning that division, and the AFC's loaded, I think they just have to win this game, so they will.
Okay. I'll take that.
That's fair.
Eagles at the Denver Broncos, City by the Bay. Denver 2.5-point favorites. I'm going the Broncos. The Broncos looked like surprisingly good. Jerry Jeudy's back. He's going to be in his 3rd week back from his injury, so I feel like we're going to get real Jerry Jeudy this week, not 1 week or 2 weeks removed from injury. Like, I feel like once you get that 3rd week, I feel like, you're probably back up to speed-ish. You know what I mean? You're at least at 80% instead of 50%.
He's going to be really bad.
I don't think so.
Darius Slay has quietly had one of the best seasons for a corner in quite some time.
You're right. It is quietly because no one's talking about him. But
yeah.
I really actually, this is a weird thing because I don't like anything about the Broncos ever. But like that's a pretty good receiving core.
Yeah, I mean, if Slay's going to be on Judy, that just frees up Tim Patrick. I mean, it's Tim Patrick's season.
Well, I don't I'm not even trying to hype up Tim Patrick, but like Tim Patrick's not bad by any means. Cortland Sutton's not bad by any means. Like,
KJ Hamler's hurt too. That gives you that speed threat you need. You got Javonte Williams. You have Melvin Gordon. I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, are there, and Rodgers is going to be awesome with the Broncos next year.
No, he's going to the Browns. God damn it. Sorry. I like those Broncos weapons. I think that could be a really good team. If they had someone other than Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, we've been saying that for, 8 years.
You only need,
I haven't been.
Really the only thing that Broncos need is a new quarterback, head coach, offensive coordinator,
defense,
and depth, and part of the defense. So they're really not that far away.
Part of the defense.
So it's really not that far away. They just need like 8 things.
They just need the core of their team to be replaced, and then they're good. Broncos for me here too. 2.5. Yeah. I don't know, but I'm just gonna pick the better team here.
You taking the Eagles, Austin?
No, I'm taking Denver.
Oh wow. Go with the flow. I like it. Next, we've got the game and the man that we have been so desperately waiting to talk about. We've got the Seattle Seahawks at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay is the 3-point favorite. Russell Wilson is back for this game. We do not know if Aaron Rodgers is back for this game. Let's go ahead. We can now dive in. We'll talk some Aaron Rodgers stuff. Hunter or Austin, whichever of you would like to go ahead. Start now.
I mean, we didn't even really get to talk about last week what even happened.
No, not really.
So.
No, and we can do that. That's fine.
Okay, so let's start there then.
We got 2 games left, and they won't take much time.
Rodgers gets a positive COVID test, and then we all find out that he's out for Sunday already. And this was that Wednesday when that happened?
Yes. Wednesday.
Yeah, it was the day after.
So everybody
McAfee.
in media is like, okay, with a timeable, with him being vaccinated, he could probably still make it back if he gets the negative COVID tests. Kind of like they're talking about with Nick Chubb right now, right?
No, 5 days. No.
It was 5 days?
5 days from Wednesday. He's out Sunday no matter if he's vaccinated.
I remember that was a conversation that was happening was, okay, whoa, he's out already? Confirmed out?
Correct.
And that was when people started to find out about that, right?
No. There's been multiple articles written for months that he's not been vaccinated. It just hasn't been in the mainstream. Like Go ahead. I have lots of thoughts, but
he lied
was,
about
he
it.
was never. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He misled. He did not lie.
He lied.
He misled.
He 100% lied. They asked him, "Are you kidding?" They asked him, "Are you vaccinated? And what do you think about players not getting vaccinated and all that stuff?" And his answer was, "Yes, I am immunized." He said yes to the first part of that question,
Correct.
which was the "Are you vaccinated?" which therefore is a lie. That's a lie. Lying is attempting to mislead in general, anyways. That's what he was lying
now?
regardless. No, I don't hate him, but
No,
of course I don't hate him. But
Just kidding.
here's
I'm
where I'm
pissed off
saying
at
this.
him.
Here, I agree, and you have every right to be. But here's why I say misled is that to me the timeline matters. When Rodgers first reported to camp, that stuff had not all been solidified. They were petitioning the NFL to count that as a vaccination, and had not heard back yet.
It was going to be a no the whole time. It's absurd.
I agree, but that to me is the line between misled and lie. Again, we're splitting hairs here over that part of it. Doesn't necessarily matter.
Correct.
He wasn't going to be
to me though, because he was lying to his entire fan base and his teammates in that aspect.
I guarantee his teammates knew.
I'm sure.
I
I'm
guarantee
sure they did.
did.
Eventually. I don't know about at that point in time. Either way, I'm just pissed
No.
off at the guy for it too. Go ahead, Austin. I know you got something to say.
Hunter, the season's not long enough for you to be pissed off because he's not going to be there next year. So you need to kiss and make up right now.
I don't think my whole thing with this is that if you're mad at Rodgers, you should be mad for a lot of other reasons. You shouldn't be mad because he said he wasn't vaccinated. Yes, he misled and or lied, whatever you want to phrase it as. He doesn't even have to answer that question.
I agree with that.
So it's like the fact that, and I get you want him to tell you the truth, he doesn't have to answer the question, period. So
Yes.
if you want to be mad about all of it, be mad that he's been ignoring all the protocols while not vaccinated.
Yes.
Be mad that he's not doing all of these other things. Be mad that the Packers knew about it and are letting him go about these things. Luckily, it appears that it hasn't spread amongst them. The likelihood that he does spread it when not vaccinated, not to turn into that whole thing, but it is more likely. So the fact that it could have spread to the rest of the team and caused a more widespread issue is, to me, the real issue. That lack of
self-awareness.
Well, self-awareness and just I can't think of the word. Just pertaining to the protocols, sticking to the plan, and instead of him going, well, like you said on the McAfee show, I don't think it's necessary. There's a lot of things at my job that I don't think are necessary. You have to do them.
Yes.
Like that's
Yes.
just what it comes down to. And to me, that was the most infuriating part of all of it, is that there's rules, just follow them. Like it's really not that hard.
I agree.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm more.
Yeah, like
ahead.
if you don't want to get the vaccine, I that does not bother me personally. I do not care if you want to do your own thing because you think something else is going to work. Go for it.
Absolutely.
I don't care. But you're absolutely right, Austin. When the NFL says, okay, we're not approving that, so just follow these guidelines and that's fine.
Yep.
And then you don't follow them.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, you are breaking the rules because we didn't approve what you wanted to do, but you still need to follow these set rules that we have laid out for you, and you're not doing that. I totally get that. And State Farm chiming in like we don't care, like it's fine.
Yeah.
He has his own thing. I feel like
You're an insurance
most
company.
people
You got to jump in on anything.
I don't even know why.
Insurance.
I don't even know why it got to that point of, is he going to lose sponsors over this? That to me is absurd. Like, that's ridiculous. It's not like he's Tiger Woods and got bashed with a 9-iron and then drove his car into a tree after sleeping with 80 women. Like,
I agree. That was ridiculous.
But if we were also going to be
joke.
out here saying people like, I don't know, Odell Beckham Jr. are bad teammates and stuff like that.
Oh my God. We're moving. We're not talking anymore, OBJ.
But I'm saying
We're not
to
talking
make a
anymore,
point.
OBJ.
I'm making
Hang
a
on.
point here.
No, I think this is. Go ahead, Hunter.
My point is that if we're going to be out here, saying all these other people are distractions or whatever, Aaron Rodgers lost them that game on Sunday. The Chiefs scored 13 points.
Okay.
If he was playing in that game, we would have won that game.
Right. Hunter, if you have the vaccine, you can still get COVID.
Right.
Jordan Love was still going to play that game regardless. Yes. Jordan Love is dog water, dude. He's bad. That is why they lost the game. It is
Aaron
Jordan
Rodgers,
Love in that offense.
5 days. 5 days he's out. He was out Sunday.
Yeah, he was missing the game no matter what.
With him missing that game, the vaccination thing did not cause him to miss that game. If he misses Sunday, then you have that argument. Then he wasn't doing the right things and blah 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 blah, and he had to miss another week. He was missing that game. Everyone, vaccination or not, is we just talked about it earlier with Nick Chubb. You have to miss those 5 days. Everyone in the world has been in and around it, whether you're being super careful of it or not. You're around it way more often than I think we even realize.
Yes.
The likelihood of you contracting that virus is so high that you have to do what you need to do, and Rodgers wasn't. That's the issue. So moving forward, I think you have a valid argument there, Hunter. Sunday he wasn't playing.
Okay. I think the person who really should be catching the brunt of the blame, yes, absolutely. That's who I was going to say is Matt LaFleur. What have you been doing? If this is your direction that you guys are going in as an organization, there needs to be some sort of communication of we need to at least get this guy going in a positive direction. He looks like he was drafted on Sunday and then told to go out and play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how bad I thought he looked. I was like, this is miserable. I mean, the Chiefs were blitzing a lot, but go ahead, Hunter. Go ahead.
Well,
you were there.
Good point.
You got to witness it.
Well, yeah. Good point, you guys, for the whole that he was going to be out Sunday regardless. I was under the impression the whole time that the reason he was confirmed out and all that stuff because he wasn't vaccinated already. I thought he could have still tested negative and made it to the game, basically.
One day difference, you would have been right.
One day difference. Okay.
One day difference.
Good point there. Still, though, regardless, if he ends up missing next week, then I can say that obviously.
Absolutely.
But
then we will let you have that.
Okay. I still think it's a huge distraction regardless going into a week like that. Jordan Love shouldn't have to make his first start of his NFL career because of some BS like that. Also, on top of that, Matt LaFleur is definitely to blame for the loss on Sunday as far as the X's and O's go, even more so than Jordan Love. I don't know what our game plan was. Legitimately, this was the whole thing me and my dad were talking about the whole time we were there. If you're gonna have basically a rookie quarterback make his first start, you can't. There's a difference between helping your quarterback ease into it and handicapping the offense so much that when he has to make a play, he literally cannot make a play. What, Austin? What do you want?
It sucks, doesn't it?
As Austin just rocks back and forth with a huge grin.
And I've never once defended the Love pick or anything, so don't come at me here.
No. No one's picking on you for that. You are not on board with the Love pick.
It sucks, doesn't it? When you don't have a Hall of Famer putting on that helmet, making all the signal calls every single day, masking every awful decision your coach makes. Not saying LaFleur is the worst, but if LaFleur makes a bad call, Aaron Rodgers adjusts it. If somebody runs the wrong route, Aaron Rodgers adjusts it. That's what I've been trying to tell you and everybody else.
And I agree. And I agree. I've told you this before. I agree that we're not a good football team by any means without Rodgers. So we're still better than the Bears. But
I couldn't disagree more.
That's debatable.
No, that is
I
not.
think the Bears
please.
Win that game.
Oh, the
I
Bears
have nothing to hold on to.
Yeah, okay, we can talk this game now. Let's talk. Go ahead. Or do you have one more thing to add?
One last thing. Okay. I think the blame, obviously, yes, needs to be on somewhat on LaFleur. I think the Packers general manager is not getting any rep for this. If once you trade up and make that thing, make the trade to go get Love. If he's not ready, like he clearly was not Sunday, you have to have a third quarterback. You have to.
I mean, is that why he didn't dress for the whole last season?
Yes. He wasn't ready.
I get that, but it's still like you're a year and a half in. How are you still this unprepared? That's coaching.
He got murdered by the
get
blitz.
That.
He did not know anything.
No,
absolutely.
About how to handle the blitz.
Absolutely.
So, and not to take it into a whole nother thing. This is also why quarterbacks don't sit anymore, because the Packers don't have time to develop Jordan Love. The Packers are trying to win Super Bowls. They have to win every week. You need home field advantage. You have to win a Super Bowl. You don't have time to babysit any quarterback. Forget if it's Jordan Love or Tua or whoever it may be. You don't have time for that. You're trying to win a Super Bowl and you're trying to win a Super Bowl right now. So the quarterback development gets put on the back burner, and you're not catering to all the things that he needs to grow up.
Which is why he shouldn't have been drafted in the first place.
Exactly. And that's why it's all the people that are like, he needs to wait, he needs to sit, blah, 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 blah. No, they need to play. And they need to be the center of attention. If they're not going to play, they have to be the center of attention. It has to have a guy where, you already know literally everything and you don't have to worry about it. And you don't have Super Bowl aspirations. And that's not the case.
Seahawks, Packers. Green Bay's a 3-point favorite. And we don't know if Rodgers is playing on Sunday. That makes it really hard to pick for me.
Highly probable that he is.
So, yeah, he will be cleared. Assuming all the negative tests go through, he will be cleared on Saturday. So he will be playing without practice. He would only have a walkthrough. But however, today is the first time publicly Rodgers said that there is a small probability that he does not play. So Rodgers himself kind of opened up that door. I think that's really the only kind of a reason anybody's really talking about it.
Is that a strategy move, or is that just a thing?
I would say a strategy, but I mean, he's following Joe Rogan's advice, so I doubt that there's any sort of deep thinking going on there.
There's lots of doctors. Lots of doctors.
What doctors are sitting down with Aaron Rodgers to let's hash this out, man. Let's get to the bottom of this. He said he submitted 500 pages to the NFL.
I'll go over this piece and send me a signed helmet. Russell Wilson being back, I think, is just as important to this game.
Yes,
that's whether or not Rodgers plays. Is there anybody that's unselfish and more self-centered in the NFL than Russell Wilson?
Yes, that's 100% true.
Hey, check out this doctor's note that I got that is so awesome, and it shows how awesome I am and how much that I heal myself while also being like one of the most unselfish people.
Did you do that? Are you serious?
Yeah, the whole Twitter video.
No.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't care for Russell Wilson.
He just got on and he was like, "My doctor said I'm built different, guys. Good news."
No, he had the doctors. The doctors put out a statement. It's in writing.
Oh my god.
About
he is so cringy.
Oh, he is.
He is. He's the cringiest.
At the same, he's like Roethlisberger, like the pay attention to me part of Roethlisberger, but still like one of the best human beings in the NFL at the same time. Like I know for sure he's won at least one Walter Payton Man of the Year awards. But it's just like, God, man.
He and JJ Watt deserve each other.
Oh, how are they not teammates? Oh my God, you're so right, Hunter.
I don't think that way about JJ Watt, but
let's get Zach on the podcast and interview him.
Man, I
his
do.
JJ
I think
Watt
JJ Watt I think he's an awesome person, but he definitely has a lot of look at me at him.
I get that. Yes, I get that. Russell Wilson, to me, there's few players in the NFL or in any sports that I'm like most of the time you're like, man, I don't like the athlete, but the person's pretty cool. Like with Tom Brady, I can't stand Tom Brady as a quarterback, but as a human being, I am quite entertained, and I think he's pretty awesome. Yeah, he's pretty cute. But Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson's the complete opposite. I like Russell Wilson as a quarterback, but I cannot stand him as a human being. It's just something about the guy that just rubs me the wrong way. I don't get it.
Phrasing,
and it's what you guys are talking about.
Phrasing?
Yeah, could be.
Phrasing?
We're not doing phrasing anymore. All right, pick it.
Packers.
As a human being, that makes you think.
Packers unless Love plays.
No, I don't think he's a bad guy. He's just a weirdo.
Can I pick it like that? Packers unless Love plays?
Nope.
No.
Sure can't.
Packers regardless. I'll pick the Packers.
This is the only one that I don't have written down picked yet because I need
it so bad.
I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Yes. I didn't want to be the only one. I'm taking them too, then.
Yeah, I'm going the Seahawks.
They're at home. Packers are at home.
I know, but
Yeah, but
Russell Wilson, dude, he's got that good finger, dude. Moving on to the next one. At the Death Star, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. Chiefs are a 2.5-point favorite in this one. Hunter, what did you see from the Chiefs? What do you expect from them this weekend? Anything but the Raiders.
Should I say it again this week? They just refuse to run the ball.
Okay, that is one thing I want to talk about your experience there, Hunter. Could you feel it or hear it in the stadium? Like, did the fans want them to run the ball?
The vibrations of the cars.
Well, could you know how when there's a feeling amongst a crowd when you're at a live stadium, and you can kind of feel that everybody's feeling the same things you are?
Because all the Chiefs fans are cross-eyed yelling, "Oh, it's a Tyreek." They don't know anything that's going on.
That's so true. Oh my gosh. They're just not good at passing. They need OBJ. They need more weapons.
So
make me puke.
I'm definitely taking Kansas City here.
Same.
I wonder if we're gonna look back at that last third down and wonder if there was a little bit of a corner turn there, because that was vintage Chiefs. That was
those busted coverage on. Yeah, it was vintage Chiefs because they didn't stick with the the guy.
So if that's something that can continue rolling here, maybe that's a little bit of a spark. You saw the excitement out of Mahomes way more than normal after that play was completed. I'm not necessarily saying it's just that's the flip switch moment, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if 3 or 4 weeks down the road we're looking back at that play and Kansas City's that was the moment they started to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs. I've already mentioned I don't like the Deshaun Jackson pickup. Sure, he brings that deep ball element to your team, but for what, 1.5 games? And by 1.5 games, I mean by 16 plays, and he gets the ball thrown to him 3 times. He'll have 1 touchdown though. But
for 78 yards.
Yep, but he'll be worthless. I can't stand Deshaun Jackson at the beginning of his career, very entertaining. The last 5 or 6 years of Deshaun Jackson, I don't want any part of it. I don't want it on my TV. I don't want to watch it. It's a joke. I can't stand it. I'm going Chiefs.
Hunter.
Chiefs.
Moving on, Monday Night Football, we've got the Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. Hunter, did you see that Gunnar and Jessica went to the 49ers game on Sunday?
Yes, it did. Why are you saying it like that? Did Jessica tell you what I said to her?
No, tell me, feed me.
Well, I was getting out of the game and I was checking my Instagram while I was driving, and I wasn't even really paying all that close attention.
Very safe.
I know. Sorry, Mom, you didn't hear that. I saw that she was at the stadium, and I thought that it was the Chiefs. I thought she was going to the Chiefs game or something. Mm-hmm. And I said, "Oh, thanks for saying hi to me or whatever." And she was like, "Oh, you were at the Niners game too?" All smart aleck like. So I thought that's what you were referencing. My dumb comment.
Oh, no. I was referencing that she left the Niners game and had a Snapchat video that there was a dumpster fire literally outside the stadium. Like somebody lit a dumpster on fire, and I was like, that is just very symbolic of the 49ers this season. The 49ers, I think I heard a stat that they've lost 11 of the last 12 games at home.
Crazy.
And this game is at home. That's all I need to know for me to take the Rams easy in this one. Wasn't even a thought. I'm going Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams too. This team's too good to lose 2 games in a row. They shouldn't.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
And San Francisco's not good enough to pull off an upset here. They got beat by the freaking Cardinals. Got beat by Colt McCoy, which honestly, getting beat by Colt McCoy should be a badge of honor at this point. But I'm taking the Rams here.
I want to talk 49ers for literally 90 seconds. Can somebody explain to me why they're so bad? I don't get it. They have all the pieces pretty much from when they went to the Super Bowl. They're all pretty healthy. They're not missing Nick Bosa and all that. Why are they? I just don't get it. Is it Jimmy G? Is it the coach?
I think it's a mixture of those. I said it a couple weeks ago. I think we're going to start turning on Shanahan. Like this, he's not winning games. Like
No, he's not.
I like the fact that he's, this offensive guru and they run the ball well and it doesn't matter who the running back is, but as a head coach, your job is to win football games, and he doesn't do it.
Like, I need to pay closer attention to some of these games because I don't know what he's doing wrong, to be honest, because I don't watch any of their games.
I'm with you on that, Hunter. I don't know how much of 49ers games I've watched this season. I know I
They're
had
not a
that
fun
one
team
on.
to watch, really, in general, at all.
No, they're not. I had that one on Sunday, but I also had Chiefs Packers on my main screen.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
that's really what had my attention.
Garoppolo's not great, and he does miss some throws. But you know who else does? Everyone. Like, every week, every quarterback misses some throws that he shouldn't. Like, there's no reason they're exempt from that.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't get it. Because, I don't know. I don't get it. Fans, I don't know if you get it. If you do understand it, message us. Let us know. Let us hear it. That's all we've got for today's show. Hunter, what was your last opinion on the beer?
Pretty good. It's not as hoppy as I could use it just being a little bit more hoppy. You think?
Wow, you're so freaking bougie, dude. Just a little bit more hop to it.
As many
could you
beers
crank
as we've
up
had
the
on this
IBUs
show, I would
like
like
2
to think
points?
I'd like to think that I have a cute taste for this now.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Austin, you got any other takes for us while we're on here?
Not really. Just look out for the Odell signing.
Yes.
I'm feeling it's coming.
Keep your ears and your eyes open. We will be doing the same. We won't tweet it out because that's not who we are. We'll just observe it and talk about it next week.
Just a tweet that I'm literally reading right now from a reporter is that she's been told that Odell is likely to be weighing his options and more than likely will sleep on it, and a decision will more than likely come tomorrow.
Well, I'm glad he's sleeping on it. Everybody needs a good night's sleep. And on that note, we're going to go get a good night's sleep here at 6:38 Central Time, 7:38 Eastern Time, 5:38 was Mountain Time, 4:38 Pacific Time.
I'm about to end this podcast.
You like that throwback joke? Hunter, you love callback jokes.
That was a good callback. That was a good one. I was actually very impressed by that. Good job.
All right. Let's move on to the next game. We don't have one. Everyone enjoy your week. Enjoy the games on Sunday, not Thursday. Have a good one.